Hi everyone, so welcome to the channel. So in this video we are going to discuss exercise 3b of straight lines, right? So in this particular video we are going to discuss about the first Roman in that first question. So find the sum of the squares of the intercepts of the line 4x minus 3y is equal to 12 on the axis of coordinates. Now what is he asking you to find? So you need to find out the sum of the squares of the intercepts. So what is the meaning of intercept? If you consider the coordinate axis, so this is nothing but my line. So from origin, so where this line cuts the x-axis, this total length is nothing but called as x-intercept. The same way, the same line where it meets the y-axis, the distance from origin, we call it as y-intercept, right? So if you want to find the sum of squares of intercepts, so first of all we need to find out the intercepts. So generally intercepts we are representing with a comma b. Okay, so this problem we can do it in two ways. The first way is converting this given equation 4x minus 3y is equal to 12 in intercept form. So for that what we need to do? So consider the equation 4x minus 3y is equal to 12, right? So you need to convert this in the form of x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So in this form you need to convert it. Since I need 1 on the right hand side, so what I am going to do, I am going to divide with 12 on both sides. Then this becomes 4x by 12 minus 3y by 12 is equal to 12 by 12. Then this 4 in 12 table, in 12 it cancels 3 times, this 3 in 12 cancels 4 times. Then I can write it as x by 3 minus y by 4 is equal to 12 by 12. It goes 1 time, so this I can write it as 1. Again this I can write as x by 3 plus, since I need x by a plus y by b form, I can write as y by minus 4 is equal to 1. Now from this, on comparison, what is a? A is nothing but x-intercept, b is y-intercept. So 3 is x-intercept and minus 4 is y-intercept. Now what did he ask? So sum of squares of intercepts. So sum of squares of intercepts is given by 3 whole square plus minus 4 whole square. So 3 square is 9, minus 4 whole square is 16. So 16 plus 9, 25. So this is nothing but my sum of squares of intercepts. Okay, so this is one approach. This is one approach. So based on these intercepts, so the figure looks in a different way, that is 3 comma minus 4. So here 3 is positive, minus 4 is negative. That means my line looks like this. So my line will cut x-axis at 3 comma 0 and y-axis at 0 comma minus 4. So this is my actual line. Okay, this is nothing but I represented to show you, whereas this is my actual line, so which is formed using these intercepts. So there is one more way, that is nothing but, so if I want x-intercept, so remember this, so if you want x-intercept, put y is equal to 0. So what you will do, put y is equal to 0. The same way, if you want y-intercept, simply substitute x is equal to 0. Then you are going to get x-intercept and y-intercept. So since you are getting x and y-intercepts, so directly you can find out sum of squares of the intercepts. So hence for this question the answer is 25. Next, moving on to question number 2. So if the portion of a straight line intercepted between the axis of coordinates is bisected at 2p comma 2q, write the equation of the straight line. So what is the question? If the portion of the straight line intercepted between the axis of coordinates. So axis of coordinates means, so you need to take x coordinate and y coordinate. So x axis and y axis. So this combinedly we call it as coordinate axis, right? So there is a straight line. So this part, so he is telling a portion of the straight line. So portion of the straight line means, so only this part. So from here to here. So let this point be some A, let this point be some B. So it is intercepted between the axis of coordinates is bisected at. So bisected means the midpoint of this AB. So this is nothing but midpoint of AB. So let this point be some P, or you consider it as midpoint. So midpoint is some M. Then this point is 2P comma 2Q. Okay, then what is he asking? So he is asking you to write the equation of this straight line. Okay, so he has given a point 2P comma 2Q which is at the midpoint. So midpoint means it is dividing AM is equal to BM. Then already we know, so since this point is A which is lying on x-axis, so I am treating this point as some A comma 0. I am treating this point as A comma 0, and this point B, it is on y-axis. I am treating this point as 0 comma B. So what is the meaning? So I am considering this intercept length as A and this y-intercept as B. That's it. Okay, based on that we are going to write down this. Now already we know M is midpoint of AB, no? So M is midpoint of AB. So when M is midpoint of AB, this M can be written as simply A plus B by 2 only, no? So M I can write as A plus B by 2. That means this point M is 2P comma 2Q. This can be written as, so A plus B by 2. So A plus B by 2 means midpoint of AB. So midpoint of AB means, so average of x coordinates A plus 0 by 2 comma 0 plus B by 2. So already you know midpoint formula, no? So what I am doing here, A plus B by 2 means nothing but I am finding out midpoint of A and B. So from this what I am going to get, this 2P 2Q is equal to, here it is A by 2 and here it is B by 2. So since this is midpoint and A plus B by 2 is also midpoint, so both are representing the same point. That means 2P is equal to A by 2. That means corresponding x coordinates and corresponding y coordinates are equal. So from this 2P is equal to A by 2. So from this clearly what is the value of A? So A is nothing but 4P. The same way 2Q is equal to B by 2. From this B is equal to 4Q. So A is equal to 4P and B is equal to 4Q. So when you know the length of intercept, so here A is nothing but x-intercept and B is y-intercept. So when you know intercepts, then directly I can write down the equation of line. So equation of line is nothing but x by x-intercept. So what is x-intercept here? A. That means x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. Now directly replacing the values of A with 4P. So x by 4P plus y by 4Q is equal to 1. You can also write this as, since 4 is common in the denominator, then I can write it as x by P plus y by Q is equal to 4. So either you can write like in this form or this form. Okay, so what we have done here, so we have found the intercepts and directly we have substituted the values in the places of intercepts. Then we are going to have the line equation. Otherwise you can take LCM. You can write as QX plus QX plus PY is equal to 4 times of PQ also. So that is also one of the answers. So by taking LCM, so QX plus PY is equal to 4 times of PQ. So this is also one of the forms of that particular line equation. Okay, so we can do it, we can represent this in different forms. Next, moving on to one more question. What he has given, if the linear equations ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 and lx plus my plus n is equal to 0 represent the same line. So when can you say two lines represents the same line? So what we can say here, if you want to represent two lines as same, what we need to do is their corresponding coefficients ratio should be equal, or the ratio of the corresponding coefficients should be in proportion. So you can say it in two ways. That means what I can say here, x coefficient of first equation by x coefficient of second equation is equal to y coefficient of first equation by y coefficient of second equation is equal to constant of first equation by constant of second equation. Okay, so these numerators are of first equation and these denominators are of second equation. So in such a case, then what I can say from this, here the line equation is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, and the other linear equation is lx plus my plus n is equal to 0. Now taking the x coefficients, a by l is equal to b by m is equal to c by n. Since both the lines representing same, so I can write as a by l is equal to b by m is equal to c by n. Otherwise I can write it as l by a is equal to m by b is equal to n by c. But in the question from this, what he has given, l by a is equal to n by c is equal to some r. Then what is there in the place of r? So I can write r is equal to m by b. So this is nothing but my answer. Right. Next, moving on to fourth question. Find the angle made by the straight line y is equal to minus root 3x plus 3 with the positive direction of x-axis measured in counterclockwise direction. Right. So what is the line equation that is given? So y is equal to minus root 3 times of x plus 3. If you observe this line equation, it is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c. mx plus c. Here m is nothing but minus root 3 and c is 3. So what is c here? C is nothing but we call it as y intercept, and this is nothing but my slope. So when I am having slope, I can find out the angle, no? So here is asking you to find out the angle. So what do you know about slope? So slope is nothing but tan theta only, no? So tan theta is equal to minus root 3. So when will we get minus root 3 in tans? So it is possible when tan is considered as 120 degrees. Tan 120 is, so how can we write tan 120 degrees as tan of 90 plus 30 degrees, right? So because of 90 degrees, tan becomes cot. Since this 120 degrees in second quadrant, tan is negative, this becomes cot 30. So what is the value of cot 30? Cot 30 is root 3. So this becomes minus root 3. So clearly tan 120 degrees is minus root 3. On comparison, so theta is equal to 120 degrees. Or 120 degrees, if you want to represent in radians, it is nothing but 2 times of 60, no? So 60 already we know pi by 3 radians. So theta is equal to 120 degrees or 2 pi by 3 radians. So this is nothing but the angle made by my line with the x-axis in the counterclockwise direction. Okay. Next, moving on to one more question. So the intercepts of a straight line on the axis of coordinates are a and b. Let us draw the figure. So what he has given, so this is my x-axis and this is my y-axis and this is my straight line. The intercepts of the straight line on the axis of coordinates are a and b. So on the x-axis the intercept is a, on the y-axis the intercept is b. If p is the length of the perpendicular drawn from origin to this line, if p is the perpendicular distance drawn from origin to this line, write the value of p in terms of a and b. Write the value of p in terms of a and b. Right. Now let us see this. So already he has given x intercept is a and y intercept is b. When you are having intercepts, directly you can write down the line equation, no? So equation of line when intercepts are a and b is nothing but x by a plus y by b is equal to 1. So he has clearly mentioned that the intercepts are a and b. Now taking LCM, how can I write this as bx plus ay by ab is equal to 1. Now from this line equation becomes bx plus ay is equal to ab. So this is nothing but my line equation. So this line equation is represented by bx plus ay is equal to ab. Now what is he asking you? If p is the length of the perpendicular, so if p is the length of the perpendicular from the origin, so already we know length of the perpendicular from the origin. So what is that formula? So length of perpendicular from origin, so it is given by modulus of c by root a square plus b square. So this is nothing but length of origin from origin to the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. So this formula already we have discussed in our previous video. So if you haven't gone through this, so please go through this, right? So length of perpendicular from origin to the line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0 is modulus of c by root a square plus b square. That is nothing but modulus of constant by root x square quotient plus y square quotient, right? Now he has given that p is the length of the perpendicular drawn. That means simply what I can say, so p is equal to modulus of what is constant in this equation. So in this equation constant is minus ab, because this constant should be on the left hand side. So when you transpose this, this becomes minus ab. So modulus of minus ab by square root of what is x coefficient here? So x coefficient is b, so b square plus what is y coefficient here? A, so this becomes a square. Now since modulus of minus ab, I can write it as modulus of ab by square root of a square plus b square. Now this particular p I have represented in terms of a and b. So p is equal to modulus of ab by square root of a square plus b square. So this is nothing but the relationship between p, a and b in this question, right? So thank you for watching.